Hi guys, welcome to episode 13 of Blah Blah Blah. We're living in really uncertain times at the moment with the coronavirus. I work in, would you believe, supermarket retail, and we've just been getting smashed for the last couple of weeks. I've been working long hours. After the craziness that we had of last week here in Australia, where everybody was just buying everything, is hoarding. It's just been ridiculous. I had days off on Tuesday, Wednesday last week, and I didn't recover. My body was just physically broken, and yet somehow I was still doing these videos. And I was actually thinking of maybe taking a break from this, but I'm still gonna do it because I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. But it's just been crazy times, and with all the hoarding, we've seen the shelves. This is not just here in Australia; it's around the world. We've seen it. People fighting over toilet paper, which is insane. Uh, in the supermarket I work for, I think 2 weeks ago, we ran out of rice, hand sanitizer, flour for some reason. Flour, I don't get that. Pasta. Then when all of that sort of stuff started disappearing, all the canned tuna, fruit, tacos, these ice blocks things that we have here on the shelf, super dupers, they all started disappearing. And last week, me, my wife, and daughter went on our weekly shop, and we went around about half a dozen stores just to find or try and find what we needed, because that was at the peak of the panic buying. And by the time we went to the shops at night, there was no meat, no chicken. Bread was all gone. It was just milk as well. It was really weird to see that, and scary as well, because we weren't taking part in all this hoarding that a lot of people are doing. And this is another thing. It brings out the worst in people. You would have seen in the supermarkets, people fighting over toilet paper. We've seen it firsthand in our store, where team members are being abused, not physically, but verbally, spat on, because there's a limit to how many rice you can take or how many rolls of toilet paper you can take. And it does bring out the worst in people, this sort of stuff. And we've got hours now for the elderly and the disabled. Like, the first hour is just for them to come into the store to try and get what they need. But the sad thing is, they're coming into the store to empty shelves. This is there's nothing around at all. It's frustrating for us. It's crazy times, and now we're in a complete lockdown. A million people out of work, and I guess I'm lucky that I still work in essential services. I guess retail, supermarket, but we're seeing doctors and nurses and all your health care professionals. They're on the front line of this, and I just feel that we're kind of behind them with the people walking in the store, coughing and sneezing, and you got to wonder if they got it. I think it's only a matter of time before it does starting to affect everybody here. There's reports of up to 15 million people in Australia could get the virus. That's the worst case scenario. And they called it, was it virus herding or something, where if everybody got it and build up immunity to it, which I don't know if that makes sense. But if you're old or if you're suffering from any respiratory uh, problem, then you're in really deep trouble. This whole herding, I don't get that. I don't know if you heard of it before, but who knows? I mean, this thing could actually mutate into something totally different. It could adapt until they find a vaccine for it. But it's just really eerie for me to be working in a supermarket now in our shopping center. It's gone from being busy to like a ghost town. I can walk around the food court there. Everything has been stripped. All the chairs are gone, and anything that's attached to the floor has been taped off. You go around to the restaurants and cafes, they're only doing takeaway orders only. Some of them are not even opening, and you look around at where all the food courts are around those restaurants, it's just all taped off. There's nobody there. It does feel like a ghost town. It's just an eerie feeling, and I've noticed maybe a good thing for us at the moment is that we're kind of back to normal in the supermarkets, where we had a massive week last week. We couldn't keep up with it. Just hundreds of people in the supermarket, and here's the government telling everybody to keep their distance, but in the supermarkets they're just climbing over each other just to get to rolls of toilet paper, and it's just crazy times. Also, I've seen today that because of the lockdown, a lot of people are at home, that PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch at JB Hi-Fi and EB Games have completely sold out. So you got a lot of people at home with nothing to do. So what they've done is bought up every PlayStation, every Nintendo Switch, and they're out of stock. I've never seen that before, and even the guy at EB Games I was talking to, he's never seen that before. They come in to buy a PlayStation 4, get a couple of games, and that's it. They're sweet for the next couple of weeks, while the rest of us are still working. Kind of sucks, doesn't it? But that's just the way it is, essential services. But hopefully we can get through this. They can find a cure or vaccine for it. I don't know, but I've never seen anything like this before. It's scary. It needs to be taken serious. You just have to look at what's happening in places like Italy, which the death toll every day is just, it's just, I don't know. I just can't imagine what they're going through over there. It's so sad to see. And we're coming into winter here in 2 months. That's our flu season, and oh man, it could get worse for us before it gets better. But wherever you are in the world, please stay safe. If you're being told to stay inside in self-isolation, do it. Enjoy playing some video games. I wish I was kind of like that as well, because yeah, it's going to get worse before it does get better. So guys, please take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.